All right, everyone. Hello, my name is Gabriel Lewis, and today I'm going to be showing you how to start a business right from scratch. You can do it anywhere. You only need a couple of bucks, and you can do it. The best part is, even at your own school. So, a little bit about me. As you can see, I go to Hampton University. I'm currently a senior business management major, studying business management with an emphasis on entrepreneurship. Right now, myself, I've started my own company, and it's called Views Consulting. We focus on social media strategy for small businesses. And one thing about me that I really love is food. I'm a huge food lover. Um, my favorite thing is definitely a burger. And just a little quick picture of Hampton University's campus. It is a private HBCU, meaning historically black college or university. And this picture is just kind of showing the legacy park that we just built actually last year. It has a kind of a sortium of a bunch of important black figures, including President Obama and Rosa Parks, kind of just symbolizing a time that all of us came together and are able to achieve something for the good of not only um, us as a culture, but for America in general. So, the objective today is to learn how to start your own business while in school. And we're going to do all of this in about 10 minutes. So, step one, come up with an idea, right? So, the first thing you want to do is have an idea in mind. What do you want to sell? What that means is very simply is what do you want to give to somebody? Do you want to sell chips? Do you want to sell pencils? Cleaning somebody's shoes? Maybe even selling different type of shoelaces or accessories. I know, like for me, when I was in school, I used to sell chips and drinks during lunch or even after school. Because a lot of people wanted chips or drinks, something to snack on in between class or during class. The next step is, will people buy it? So part of coming up with an idea is having an idea in mind and then knowing if somebody will be willing to buy that. And so an easy way to kind of figure out if somebody would buy it is to text your friends and say, hey, I'm thinking of selling whatever product comes to your mind. Let's say chips once again. And if you get all your friends together and they all say, yeah, actually I would buy chips. Um, and if they would, that's great. If they don't, let's say maybe they won't want to buy chips. They don't like that, or they just don't feel like it's necessary. Then you need to come up with a new idea that will sell and something that you would like selling, because this is going to be something that you're going to be focusing on a lot. It's part of having a business is being able to focus on that business and take pride in it. And then lastly is, how will you sell your product? So now that you have an idea and you know that people will buy it, you have to find a way where you'll sell this. How will you sell this product? Are you going to just hand it to them, go class to class? Are you going to be sitting in a location and people come to you? How will people know about it? Are you going to post flyers? Are you going to post it on social media? Are you going to tell your friends to tell other people? Are you going to do a combination of all this? All of that kind of combined, you have to think about um, what am I selling? Will people buy it? And how will I get that information out so that way people know how I'm selling the product, whether or not I take cash or cash app, or if there's some kind of balance in between. Next is seed money. So what seed money is virtually, it is your starting money. Don't be alarmed. You don't need tons of money to start a business. For example, especially starting a business in school, you may only need 10, 15, 20 bucks. The reason I say this is because if you're starting like a simple business where you're just buying chips and drinks and selling them to students, is that you can go to a Costco or a Walmart and buy one of these really large bags of chips, like a 20 pack, a value pack of chips or drinks. It usually costs about no more than $3 to $4 for a bag, and about $4 to $5 for some drinks. And you can get like a little container, like a little rolling container for about $10, $12, and you can put all that stuff inside and roll it around with you. And that's all able to be done for about 20 bucks. And so what is seed money used for? It's used to basically buy your products that you will be selling to people. So before you are able to sell anything, you need to have that available to you. So you're using seed money to go and buy the products, and you don't need to find innovative ways to go and find it. you get paid an allowance, or if you do small odd jobs for your parents, you can ask for maybe 5 or 10 bucks, and within a week or so, you should be able to get around 20 bucks. And that's really just how you can go and get seed money, is just doing small things, birthday money, just anything you can think of to get a small amount that you can start your business with. So step three is setting up shop. So what that means is finding a place to start your business. So when we talk about finding the best location, um, oftentimes that means where's a good place to put it where everybody will see that you're selling something and is most likely to buy it from you. Um, and so if you are in school, a best place to set it up could be right in front of the gym, right in front of the cafeteria. It could be even in the hallway or right outside of school. Definitely just a place where you see a lot of people coming in and out and have time to kind of stop and buy something from you. And then next is how much will you sell it for? So now that you have your idea, you know where you're going to set up your shop, you have the seed money, you've bought all the products. Next is calculating how much am I going to sell this for? If you bought a bag of chips for $4 and there's 20 chips in there, and you're selling them for $1, that's a good price. You got to find a price that not only makes sure that you get money at the end of the day, but also is reasonable to the person buying it. You don't want to set a price saying it's $5 for a bag of chips and drinks and nobody buys it. While it would be awesome to make $5 off of that, if nobody's buying it, then you may be not in the best direction to really make that money. And then lastly is your hours of operation. All that means is when are you selling this? Um, if you have your best location, and it may be in front of the cafeteria, if they're not having lunch, then that's not a great place to set up because the hours are wrong. But if it's during lunchtime or immediately after lunchtime, then maybe that's a perfect place to set up because there's a ton of people going in and out. Or if it's outside of school and it's not the start or the end of school, then that may be a bad place. But if it's before school or if it's right after school, that may be a perfect place. People are leaving, they're going home, they're trying to catch the bus, they may want a snack. So definitely keeping in mind not only where you're setting up, but when you're setting up. You don't want to set up at a time when there's not a lot of foot traffic. People can't buy something if they don't see it. Step four is restocking. And so what restocking means is once you have a really successful day and you sold out everything, you've made your money for the day, you have to find a way to get all that merchandise back and have it ready to sell again to now your new customers that are now looking for you. So part of restocking is knowing how much will it cost to restock. Um, that's really important because maybe the first time when you use your seed money, you only needed 20 bucks, but because there's so many people willing to come and get something from you because you had really good prices and you put yourself in a great location at the right time, you may need to buy more. And sometimes that means going more than just $20. Maybe you need to buy $30 or $40 worth of merchandise so that way you have it ready to make a profit the next day. And then that goes into how much do you need to buy. So that goes into the part of when you notice that you have a lot of people, maybe you need to buy more. If you've noticed that you have a little bit less people on certain days, maybe that's the indicator that, hey, I can buy a little bit less. And then lastly is where will you purchase it? So part of any good business is making sure that you are having a good rate of return. And so what that means is that you don't want to buy something that you could buy for $10 at one place and you end up paying $20 at this other place. You have to make sure that you're looking around and finding the best bang for your buck. That enables you to make more money and to make sure that you're setting a price that's fair for your customers and everybody still wins. And then lastly is paying yourself, right? So now that you've gotten all this money, you know how to restock, you've looked at all the costs, you've looked at where to buy it, how much to buy, when should I buy. Now you have to look at how much are you paying yourself. How much do you keep for yourself is always a interesting question, only because while it's tempting to keep everything you've made, you have to remember you have to pay money to restock. You have to pay money to keep those products available to your customers that you've just grown. So maybe you want to keep all the money, but in reality, you need to set some aside for your business for the next day. A good rule of thumb is to always um, set at least 10 to 20% aside of whatever you make on a day for your restocking. Or in simpler terms, if you make $100, make sure to set aside like 20 or $30, just depending on how much you're expecting to sell the next day. So that way you have that available to you and you're not worried about spending all your money and then not having money to restock and keep your business alive. And then when we think about how much to set aside for business expenses, that goes back to knowing how many people you sell to on a daily basis, and just kind of remembering that rule. If you make $100, set aside about 20 to $30, depending on how many people you expect to see. And then lastly is saving money to grow your business. So we talk about kind of how we have money to set aside to restock. We talk about how you can set some money aside for you to spend for all of your hard work that you've been doing. But we don't talk about saving money to where you can grow it. So what that means is if you have a business and you notice it's doing really well, but you notice that, hey, maybe there's a bunch more people that want to buy from me, but the issue is that I'm only one person and it may get super crowded and not everybody has a chance to buy from me before they have to get on the bus or before they have to go somewhere else in general. So the idea behind that is to expand your business. So maybe you buy $20 or $30 worth of merchandise for yourself to sell, but also you bring in one of your friends that you trust and say, hey, um, I bought another $20 or $30 worth of stuff. If you sell this, you get $20 on the day. So that way, you know that you need to set aside, if you make $100, once again, you set aside 20 or $30 for yourself, and you set aside 20 or $30 for this new friend that's going to sell stuff at a different location. Maybe they're going to set up their location at the other side of school. So that way you have another place where people can buy stuff. And at the end of the day, you guys pool your money together. You pay him or her your $20 that you promised them, and if they also sold $100, now you just earned yourself more money, and you didn't have to do extra work. You didn't have to stay outside longer. You didn't have to do anything quicker. You just had to buy the merchandise for them, and they went and sold the money for themselves, and now you have additional money after you've paid your newfound employee. So in review, starting a business is really, really simple. Um, what you need to have is a really strong idea, something that you're going to be passionate in, that you're going to stay on top of. Once you have this idea, you have to make sure that people buy this idea, they'll buy the product, and that they find it interesting enough to continue to buying the product. Next, you need to have some sort of seed money, which basically means your starting money, what you're going to use to purchase these products to sell to people. Um, and then next is setting up your shop. That just means letting people know that you are selling something, putting a location, setting the hours, telling your friends to let people know, letting people know yourself on social media, using a variety of methods to really get the word out about your business. And then next, after you've done that and you set up shop, it's when you start selling and you sold out, it's about restocking, making sure that you have those items available for not only the next day, but the next day after, and setting aside that money to make sure that you always have the money to restock, depending on your crowd size or how much is selling of your product. And then lastly, is paying yourself. It's always important that to remember if you're running a business, to pay yourself, because at the end of the day, you're not doing this for fun. You want to have a chance to enjoy some of the profits from all your hard work, but also remembering that you can gain more money by investing into your company, such as expanding it, adding a new person, looking at restocking to have two people instead of just one, where now you get even more money at the end of the day. All that combined allows you to really find the basic principles of starting a business. You can start it, like I said, right in school. Remembering to set the hours, remembering to pay yourself, remembering to restock, and have a strong idea. All these key things will work together for you to have a business ready in no time. So lastly, I just want to offer my email just in case any of you guys have a question, or if you guys have any ideas that you want to run by me, or if you just have any questions in general, not just about an idea, or maybe questions about, hey, I want to start a business, but I don't know what exactly I should start it in. It's always a great time to just kind of ask your friends. You can ask me anything. If you've already started a business, you want to learn how to expand it or get the word out even more, definitely shoot me an email. So once again, my name is Gabe Lewis. Thank you for listening. Hopefully this was really helpful to you guys and that you guys learned something. And I look forward to talking to you more in the future. Thank you.